So, I did a poll on Instagram and tried to get an idea of what people want to see. And the number one thing was PS13 related, so we'll do a little machine check. Damien has a really good machine check on this thing, so Smile Factory Daddy, and he's way better at the video stuff than I am, so you should probably go watch that one. But if not, this one's a little bit more updated. Some changes to the car, but nothing crazy. So, let's get into it.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay?
So, this guy here, 1993 Nissan PS13. P stands for JDM. This is Casey's old car from Shirts Tucked In. That's kind of like the cool thing about it. Used to be purple. One little fun fact about this guy is Casey didn't actually build this car. I think it's one of the Brazilian guys down like Nara, but he owned it for a while. I don't know if he did any cool track stuff with it. I'm hoping he did, but anyway, it's still kind of a cool car. It has a neat little history to it. So let's see here. Outsides. Outsides are BN and Origin. Kind of boring, but that's the same thing I do on all my cars. So BN skirts, BN front. I've got these little ABS splitter dogs. So I buy this in like 8-foot by 4-foot sheet and then cut it out. I use it on all the cars. Kind of saves the skirts and stuff too. So that is that. Type 3 fenders, front and rear. Combat eye. I've done combat eye on every car for like 10 years now. So long time on those. Even back to like my drag racing days. Origin hood, Origin wing. Oh, this little guy. So this part's kind of cool. This little wing here is actually from so it's D-Max on the outer section, and then it's grafted to like a K-van center. And it's got a little third brake light up in there. So that's kind of like the only custom part. East Bear mirrors, but I think they're fake because they're not stamped. I don't remember where I got them from. I've had them for years. But that's about it. Pretty simple little car. Still has the bricks. I have the other one too. It's in okay shape. But yeah, nothing too fancy. So then I guess the rest of the car, I'll start just going through. We'll go from top to bottom. Jack this thing off real quick. I am already sweating my ass off in here. It's like 95 degrees. This garage does not have air conditioning. But anyway, so warning, this car is mid-season, so it's dirty. I actually just got done doing a gambler. I don't know, got like 4th place or something. It did pretty good, but yeah, the car would have won. I lost. Anyway, running Fortune Autos, so like all the cars. These are 500, so 9K front, 5K rear. Actually went up to a 6K in the rear. I'll talk about that in a second. The tension arms are Voodoo. And then the LCA. Let me give this thing a little twist. Hang on. So LCA is GK Tech, but it's at the stock length. So it's actually S13 length plus maybe 10 mil. Pretty short. Nothing crazy. Z32 fronts, Fat Boy spacer, so it's 60 mil total. That's just kind of the go-to Japan style. I wanted to try it, never had big scrub radius. Makes up for having like a lack of caster. The car runs like right around 5 degrees caster. Can't really tell, it's not much. Basically, I just smashed the firewall as much as I could, moved the tire until it just stopped hitting, and that's where I locked it in at. Let's see, nothing too cool up and cheer. Everything is paint markered, of course. Always do that. I do have these plates I welded in because this thing was a little bit rusty. So maybe I'll do a video on the rust repair. Let me crawl under now. Alright, so under the car we got that Kourou Sparky built rack up in there. It's pretty nice and fancy. Got an action clutch in here, 6-puck sprung, Z32 setup, Mazworks. Nothing too wild. Yeah, that's about it. Well, yeah, front we got the GK Tech reinforced, kind of like a power brace. So power brace, you get an Nismo one. What are those things, like $700, $500? I don't know. You get this kit from GK Tech, it's like $20. So you put in your reinforcement plates, and you have the reinforcement bar across the center. So I'll put in a picture of that thing later. But that's it. Keen to move to the back. Alright, so back of the car. There's some neato tricks back here. We'll get into it. It's actually pretty simple. So, same dealio. Fortunes, like I said, these are 6Ks now. Kind of move them up a little bit. Main reason I did that is because I have this, the GK Tech lower control arm relocation. So, whoops, blocking the flashlight. That's the factory point there, the upper. And what you do is you lower it. So it will decrease anti-squat, allows the car to squat more, which, you know, some people debate on this topic. A lot of pro guys, they run like a lot of anti-squat, so they don't want the car to squat, they want to ride the tire, kind of like a drag car would. But this car, because it's a little bit lower horsepower, I run a small tire, and I actually get a little bit more side bite out this way. Also don't run a rear sway bar, so for me, I kind of like the extra squat. That's where I get a little bit of my grip from. Whatever, it's cool though because I can run both. If I need to swap it, just use the upper mount, no big deal. We got GK Tech arms, which are kind of required for this setup. You can run S14 arms, but S13 won't make it because of the Heim angle, so I'll definitely swap those out. GK uppers for the ruckus and toe and track rods, everything front to back. It's dirty, but like I said, this is between rounds, so thought it'd be cool to do a machine check in action. Nice candid. Underneath, got subframe, risers, all the reinforcements. This is a 4.9 diff in here now, which is pretty sweet. You can see more subframe reinforcements. So I got the whole GK Tech catalog. That's a 5-bolt axle, which I run on both sides. So basically what I had is an R32 rear end. Put that into this thing. Same with the e-brake. It runs a shoe type e-brake. So that's actually my preference. The shoe's sweet. You can kind of like ride the e-brake instead of just having it lock up. What else we got going on back here? I think that's about it. Really simple. Really, really simple. So for alignment on this car, I don't do anything crazy. I run like a little bit of toe out in the front, like maybe an eighth. The car, you know, if it bends and runs a half inch or an inch, it's still drivable, not a big deal. And then the rear, I keep it pretty close, about an eighth in. Which is really minor. Like the JZX, I'll run like an inch in, but this thing doesn't really need it. It's also low power. Car makes like maybe 260, 270 horsepower, so don't need a ton of toe. Kind of fights the car. So yeah, real simple, nice street car. It's got some damage. It's been around. This is a 2-year-old livery, so beat up. Got the Milk Tea Garage stamp on there. Good machine, good unit. Okay, inside. All right, interior check. Nothing too crazy in here either. Like I said, it's a really bolt-on car. So it's got a cage, welded in door bars and all that goodness, but it's not fancy. And got a thrash seat, which this is sick because I actually won this from Final Bout, so it's a little special seat for me. It's all carbon back and stuff. Yeah, it's got the 330 mil Nardi. I like the little one in the little cars. Spins a little bit faster. This doesn't work, but it looks cool. This doesn't work, but it looks cool. They don't work, but they look cool. This one does work. And it's cool because it's multi-paged. So this thing runs on an Infinity, unfortunately. I'll switch over to Link eventually, but I can tab through there and get all my vitals. Not that I ever pay attention because it doesn't need it. Let's see. I guess I can turn some stuff on. No, I can't. Kill switch is off. Okay. Now it's on. But I don't know why I do that because it's just boring. I don't have cool gauges. I need like those Front Street Tom gauges. This is good luck for temples and stuff. Missing my shift boot because Z32 sits really far in back. So you can see like it hits. So I kept getting locked out second, so I took the actual boot and everything off for now. It does have a system in the back, which is pretty dope. Real ghetto, but I like it. I don't think there's anything else in here. That little dude's been rattling around for like 6 months. Yeah. Got the Garage Star seat brackets, that's key. This is my window switch. Regulator broke, so I just connect it into here. Pull the wiring out and connect it. But don't tell the final belt guys. Okay, interior checked. Okay, best for last. Big old powerhouse. Let's check what's hiding under this hood. Oh no, I can't do it one-handed. Got 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. sr20. So, from what I can tell, it's the original one. So it's, I think, 31 years old now. Still going strong. It's a mess in here. Like, all seam sealers all dirty. It's been blowing some coolant out, but it's mid-season. Nothing too fancy though. Brand new rad support or rad shroud from THN. Kuyo. Got the GK Tech swirl pod set up. Over here we got the chase base set up. So I've got the clutch master and the brake booster delete, which I love this one. So I run manual brakes in the JZX2. And I like manual brakes because they're really consistent, especially with turbo cars. So it's nice having like the same pedal no matter what. It's a little bit firmer, but takes like 2 laps and you're used to it. So really happy with this. It's actually better than the JZX, which is a fancy Willwood pedal box. That's like an 8-to-1 fulcrum. This is a 6-to-1. This feels better. So happy with that thing. Not too much else though. It runs, so I run 1050s, which is a little bit big, but it's set up for flex fuel. So you see a little sensor there. It is on ethanol right now, but still only is at like 16 pounds, so it's not making much. 260 horsepower maybe. Oh yeah, GK egg and all that stuff. Here's a kill switch. I don't know, man. There's not much in here. GK Tech blade. It's got the PBM high mount intercooler. And then I just kind of like cut the piping a little bit different. Schedule 40 manifold. T28 down there, welded in place. Which I do want to upgrade. Koru cover. Oh yeah, weird ass engine bay. So, holy shit, it's hot. Okay, so this valve cover is the one that came from Japan. So it came like this. And I was going to paint the whole bay black or gray, like steel it like I normally do. But I wanted to do something a little bit different to try and match it for, I don't know, coolness. Like all the Kuroshi guys try to make me like colors. So I color matched the towers. And I don't really love it, but it is what it is. Little Koru Works little fuse box cover made me happy though, because that kind of matches. It's got some nifty little like Japanese things like this, a little blow-by catcher, which is sweet. Usually I do a zip tie, but this is nice. All chase base power steering line set up, so high pressure, low, their overflow, or not overflow, the reservoir. Yeah, MBC, which I'm switching over to a Mac valve. I don't know what else is in here. It's pretty basic. It's got a really cool like moon downpipe, moon face downpipe, which is really rare. Okay, and then last is like reliability stuff. So SRs, they have a couple of issues. So I've got some coolers here. This power steering, so that's chase bays, and then I've got this oil cooler, also chase bays. So that thing runs really great. But the issues that these things have is like oiling. Fill them up too much, and they have windage, so it'll start cavitating, and then you're just kind of just lubricating your engine with just foam. So that doesn't work. You'll burn out your bearings. Too low, the pickup kind of sucks. So it has a Tomei pan with baffles in it. Then just monitor oil. I don't have to change all the time, but I just make sure it's always at the right level. And these things are pretty happy. The other key here is to run a Yashio or any kind of underdrive water pump pulley. And this has an RB25 fan on it with factory clutch fan shroud. So that definitely keeps temps down. This thing is always, I may run factory gauge, so it's either C or H, but it's always in the middle. Seems really happy. Same thing with this though. So I think it's like 6,500 RPMs and the water pump starts to cavitate. So anything above that and you're, once again, cooling your engine with just air out, foamy, frothy stuff, not water. So you get this bad boy here. pretty, it's pink, but also keeps your shit cold. So definitely do that. But other than that, I don't think there's much to them. The ethanol does help too. Keeps temps down, and there's no issues with like detonation. That's just not going to happen with ethanol, especially with the amount of timing we have in this car, and with the amount of boost I'm running, which is like 16-ish. So we're going to turn it up for sure. Andy wants to run like 20, 25, somewhere in that pocket. Not sure when a stock head gasket goes, but we'll probably find out. So I think that's it. Maybe I'll throw in like some action clips or something. But until then, just let me know what else you want to see. So do the whole like, subscribe thing, but also just like tell me what you want. Like, do you want to see the JZX next? Which is pretty cool because it's got like fancy bits. So this one's like actually makes power. You go that. Or scuttle over here. Got GR86, which I've been planning on fixing. Got a whole front end for it. So maybe a GR build. I don't know. Toolbox stuff, trailer stuff, car stuff, event stuff. Maybe I'll do something on quick changes. I've got this guy here as a Bulldog. I've got a RHS. So thinking about putting that in the GR. So I don't know. Give me some sort of feedback. Tell me what you want to see. Or tell me if you want to see nothing, because that's fine too. Okay, bye. Love you.